You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 20. I'm Nicholas Prom.
And I'm Spencer Valadez.
All right. Spencer and I have been away for 2 weeks.
We have.
Which we'll try not to do again. But sometimes life happens and blah, blah. So, but anyway, so that means we've got 2 weeks of comics to talk about.
24 books.
Yeah, some people that's 1 week's pull, but
that's crazy.
For us poll boys, this is 2 weeks. So, but it's all right. So I'm really excited. 0 month at DC is still going on,
Continuing
and oh my
strong.
gosh. Yeah, but lots of DC books.
We do have
not just 0 issues.
No.
Let's talk about what do we have here? Masters of the Universe number 2.
Number 2
finally came out.
Yes.
Man, He-Man. I love He-Man.
Yeah. You introduced me to the comic. I started watching the reruns on like basic TV.
Sure.
Few months ago, and I mean, I wasn't watching it religiously, but it was humorous, and so I'd watch it. But
the show is deadly serious.
It's
like the Breaking Bad of 80s cartoons. No, I'm kidding.
Malcolm in the Meth Lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this story is awesome. I'm digging it.
Yeah. Now, when I told you I really dug the He-Man comics that Image put out a few years back that were really cool. Were based on that revived animated series.
Uh-huh.
This seems like it's sticking to that continuity of that animated series, which I like.
Uh-huh.
But we're getting a new story. Keith Giffen is writing this now. I'm really jazzed. The art will do. I'm excited where this is going.
Yeah. There's he doesn't know who he is, and
clearly
we know who he is.
Clearly, it's a spell by Skeletor to
yeah.
trick him,
and
so that he could, assume control of, Castle Grayskull and Eternia and all that jazz. So, I'm digging this book. I'm already cannot wait for the next issue.
Well, hopefully you don't have to wait another...
This book was late. I swear it was 2 months ago when we got the number 1.
It had to be.
So, but at least they picked up... Keith Giffen's doing the writing, so that's going to be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Folks will, of course, remember him from his long stint on Legion of Superheroes in the 80s, and then his run on Justice League with DeMatteis, J.M. DeMatteis.
Oh, okay.
The Guy Gardner, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold Justice League. The hilarious Justice League.
Yeah, the fun one.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think it's in good hands.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for you to keep picking this up.
It's so easy for you to be excited about.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Moving over to the Before Watchmen series. We have 2 books this week from there. The first one we got was...
Comedian number 3.
Number 3, right.
And boy, we've always said this was the weakest book, but it is taken off, yo.
Yeah, this week, or last week.
Yeah, we'll just say this current issue.
Current
issue of the Comedian.
Yeah.
Okay.
We finally see what's going on in the mind of Comedian, and why he's doing things, why he doesn't do things, what's pressuring him and what's not, and the whole backside of the Comedian. Well, I'll go with it.
The backstory?
The backstory of the Comedian is finally pushing through.
Yeah, now we're getting to the meat of this, and we were just cutting through the bun with those first 2 issues.
Right.
So, yeah, that's a pretty good analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 of 6, so
we're halfway through. So I think that it's just gonna start snowballing into even more awesome sauce.
I hope so.
I'm always like, yeah, Azzarello, but Azzarello,
right.
But now he's showing me something good here, so I'm digging it.
Yeah,
I'm digging it. So, yeah.
Next.
We also got unless you had more to talk about Comedian.
I really don't.
Okay, Night Owl number 3. Oh man, J. Michael Straczynski writing, and more with the now late, always great Joe Kubert.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering, I hope he's still going to be on the other ones. It looks like Bill Sienkiewicz finished his inks on this issue.
Right.
This is still really strong. Still probably one of the best titles in the Before Watchmen series.
Definitely.
Yeah, what do you want to say?
No, I mean the romance is there. With, Night Owl and what's her name?
Night Lady, or that's not what it is, but
right. Lady of the Night. Something.
Yeah. Sexy prostitute lady.
Yeah, basically.
I can't remember either, but it's real good.
The thing I like most about Night Owl And I mean, it's that storyline with him and kind of figuring out who Night Owl is, his romance. But then we also get this awesome look into
We get subplots with Rorschach,
Yeah.
and we get subplots with Hollis Mason, the original Night Owl, and that's really makes a strong story. I like it. Straczynski, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, we got this cool cliffhanger with Hollis and this, why he wrote Under the Hood. And
Yeah.
why he named it that, and so it's like, what's going on there? And I'm excited to keep reading this.
Yeah, it's gonna be groovy.
Yes.
So
those are our non-0 month DC books.
the non-main DCU
Right.
books, but
now we have a big chunk.
we got a big pile of our picks from the last 2 weeks of 0 month.
Right.
So yeah, let's start this off.
With Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Hey, Brian Azzarello again.
Yeah.
I dug this. This was fun.
It was really cool. I had avoided, I saw this in the comic shop. I was really light on my books this week.
Yeah,
And
it
so
happens.
I saw this in the comic shop, and I was like, interesting, but I hate this cover art.
Really?
I hate it. Yeah, I think it looks...
It'll do. It'll do. These 0 month covers are kind of easy, because they get the main figure bursting out of black and white page on all of them. It's like, yeah, okay.
I felt this could have been way better, but the interiors, I mean,
it's the same artist too.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it seemed like it changed up a little bit.
And then this was a story about Diana as she was a girl on Themyscira.
Right.
But a very cool story.
Yeah. Cool.
And meeting her father, who she didn't know was and being mentored by her father, who she didn't know was her father.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff.
You learn a lesson. And mercy and things like that. It's so cool.
Yeah, it was like the G.I. Joe PSA
of
DC Comics,
Definitely.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed this issue. This is definitely, I'm glad I picked it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Most def. So
next we have, now we have a Legion book. Do we want to do Legion of Superheroes or do we want to do Legion Lost first?
Well, we can do whichever one you want to talk about first.
This one's on top.
Legion Lost. Okay, Tom DeFalco wrote this. He used to, at one time was the editor-in-chief over at Marvel.
Oh, wow.
And, he wrote some good stuff. I think he did some writing on Thor in the 90s. DeFalco's a good guy. DeFalco's cool.
This story was awesome.
Yeah, this one was focused on Timberwolf and his origin.
Mm-hmm.
How familiar are you with Legion of Superheroes?
I am not.
I mean, I am fairly not like I'm not like I've read tons of comics, but I want to read more because I dig them. And the Legion books were ones I was really curious about, and that's why I picked up these books.
Right.
I think I might pick up the regular Legion book. I don't know about this one, but
well, I mean, if the writing's like this all the time, I mean, great story. It's 0 months, so you're gonna get a one shot.
Yeah, but then the next issue will be the start of a new arc too. Right. That'll be cool.
And so I want to see where this goes. I might start picking it up if you're not.
We'll tell you what. If you pick up Legion Lost, I'll pick up Legion of Superheroes.
Cool.
I'll make that commitment.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we do it in the comic world sometimes.
Dug the story with. What hero isn't great that started off as an orphan?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely an archetype. It's. I mean, come on, Billy Batson, Bruce Wayne, Superman.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, Superman, Bruce Wayne, and Peter Parker, all orphans.
Yeah.
So
you got your top 4 there.
Well, those are several. I mean, Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I love Captain. But you know what I mean. Those are the great heroes.
Yeah.
And I think Timberwolf isn't quite up there, but Bryn Londo is definitely a cool character.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I mean, yeah. So. Anyway.
All right. So
Legion Lost. That was Legion Lost.
That was Legion Lost. Number 0. This is Legion of Superheroes. Number 0.
Now this focuses in a little bit on Brainiac 5.
Right.
But this was a Legion team story, and I liked it.
Yeah. You really get to see why.
Ooh, and Paul Levitz wrote this.
Everyone is in trouble on it. It's called Brainiac 5's original sin or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I don't know much about these characters, but this intro was awesome, and I'm glad we just made that commitment because I'm digging this story.
Yay! All right. So nothing else it's cool, a rare glimpse at Brainiac. Well, the home world of Brainiac, the villain, and of course Brainiac 5. Kolu, is that it?
Yeah, something. Yeah, Kolu.
Yeah. But very cool and very good a window into taking a look at the Legion. You got Ultra Boy and Cosmic Boy and the Phantom Girl and stuff. And those are some of my favorite Legionnaires. So yeah. It's very cool. I should say I'm pretty. Go ahead. I was gonna say I am pretty familiar with Legion superheroes.
Right.
Not kind of. But go
ahead. Flipping through there, you see the ad for the new Arrow show, which comes out August 10th.
October 10th.
Excuse me.
Yes, Sarah and I are very excited to watch that because Sarah loves Green Arrow, and that's her favorite comic book character. Right. And then the show's coming out, so we're gonna be watching.
I'm super excited.
Amped, pumped.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forgot. I was like, wait a sec. I've been reading tons of Silver Age Legion stories. What am I talking about? I'm reading all this stuff that Big Jim Shooter wrote when he was a teenager.
Nice.
With a little bit of gold and a pager. Oh, sorry. So what do we have now?
We have
Green Lantern Corps, number 0. Wow, Guy Gardner origin issue.
Yeah.
Up top.
Awesome.
Peter J. Tomasi continuing to knock it forth into infinity of awesomeness.
To be honest, as a Green Lantern fan...
Yeah. You're supposed to not like Guy Gardner.
Absolutely.
But Tomasi makes him likable and awesome.
Yeah.
It's really good because he needed that. He needs a fresh take.
Absolutely.
But still keeping the Guy Gardner feel.
Yeah. And
that's what we're getting. That's what we've been getting through all the Green Lantern Corps in these past issues we've been reading, and also in this origin issue.
Right. Sorry. So, I mean, Hal Jordan always... Favorite Lantern.
Yeah.
He's the Green Lantern.
But honestly, these days I'm like... Guy Gardner's definitely my number 2.
Yeah, he's jumping up there by leaps and bounds, and Kyle Rayner's been kind of a whiner,
Rayner the whiner.
Yeah,
Kyle Rayner. Yeah.
I mean, we just finished up Blackest Night, and have you read the?
Having read them, yeah. I'm starting to read.
Okay.
I'm in the first volume of Brightest Day. Yeah,
but
sometimes those big event books takes you a while to get around to reading.
Especially if there's 3 volumes of them.
Oh my gosh! But I mean, it's cool. So.
Yeah. I used to love Kyle Rayner.
Well, yeah. When you were introduced to Green Lantern, anything, he was Green Lantern.
Yeah, and he's just becoming a bigger and bigger whiner. So let's jump over to New Guardians.
Yeah.
Because I picked up this book, and I am so bummed that, although he is a bit of a whiner, I am bummed I haven't been picking these books up.
Yeah, this was a cool book.
Because the third army is rising, and we need... I need this background.
Yeah. Ooh, Red Lanterns number 0 is coming out next week.
Yeah, and that's
this Wednesday coming.
It's gonna be in my box.
Week. There you go.
Yeah.
Right on.
And so we
got some stuff. It was cool to see Kyle and Star Sapphire have this story.
Oh yeah.
That was neat. You didn't see that.
Right.
And it seems like they hadn't really met before, even though they knew who the other was.
Right.
And it's kind of like details what they were doing during Hal and Sinestro's recent fight with Black Hand in the regular Lantern book. So that's cool.
Yeah. We also get this cool just like
that one-page splash. Sarah was reading that and she said, "Oh, she thought that was really cool."
Oh yeah.
My girlfriend's reading all these comics now too. So
with his ring being able to harness the other colors of light,
yeah.
That's crazy. Like he can take anyone out.
Well, yeah. I mean it's interesting. It's cool.
Yeah. It makes me nervous because I feel like something bad's going to happen because of it.
Well, and I also feel like he's going to be the guy that thwarts the Alpha or whatever the Third Army thing.
But,
join the army.
No. So
no
that
suicidal
was
tendencies?
No.
Okay.
So that was Green Lantern. Like I said, I was light on books, so
this was kind of your what do we call that? You just kind of got on the spur of the moment. What's that word?
I wish I could read minds.
Your mind reading powers are off. Whatever it is, it's an impulse buy. This was your impulse purchase. That's what I was like. Thank you. Birds of Prey.
And yeah, I'm glad I picked it up. It was a fun read.
It was pretty cool. Black Canary, Batgirl.
I'd like to think that I'd continue picking up this story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll say we'll see where it goes. I dug it.
It's a maybe.
It's a maybe
to pick
for
up.
me.
Sure.
I dug it.
What was it? Was it more Black Canary that you were into, or Batgirl that made it really cool?
Batgirl.
Well, then maybe pick up Batgirl.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I picked up those when I went to Rose City Comic Con. I picked up that 4-pack of
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey, and so I was thinking maybe
that limited series. Yeah.
And I mean, it's going great. I'm loving it.
Oh, you're reading that? It's
yeah. Good. And so I thought it was going to be kind of somewhere along those lines with the kind of same characters, but it's a little different. And so, I mean,
yeah,
it's the new DCU.
Yeah, it's the new 52. So, but I mean, it could be a cool book. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this book also. I know the regular book also has Katana.
Oh, okay.
And Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Next book.
I don't know if this book is ending or not because Katana's going to be joining the Justice League of America in that.
That's right.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
we have the DCU Presents.
And this is kind of a special. It's just a one shot, but
it was cool.
But it had short stories with Olmec and Mr. Terrific, Hawk and Dove, Blackhawks, and Deadman.
Yeah.
Man, I love that Olmec story. I love the art, how it was just like so Kirby-esque, like on purpose. It was so Jack Kirby. How they did it. So I was like, hooray!
Yeah. I mean, Brother Eye, or is that what he's going by now? Brother Eye. Yeah. We get kind of his.
Oh, and Maxwell Lord was in this story too.
Yeah, we kind of get it's. I don't want to call it him because that's kind of creepy.
Well, it's a robot thing.
Yeah. We get its
POV.
Yeah. And backstory. And I'm like, hey, that was Batman.
Yeah.
And all it was
first when they mentioned it, I'm like, oh, Lex Luthor. And then I saw it and I'm like, oh, I'm paranoid. Oh, it's Batman.
Yeah.
Sure enough, it was Batman.
Olmec's story was cool. Mr. Terrific was interesting.
And that's tying directly into Earth 2 and World's Finest, which we are both reading.
Yes.
So I'm glad we picked it up for that.
Right.
Hawk and Dove story was cool, even despite having been written by Rob Liefeld, who is horrible. At least he didn't draw it.
Right. I super dug the Hawk and Dove story.
Conceptually, they're very cool.
I liked the war and peace. Gods.
As the Hawk and Dove are avatars of each of them, and they get powers from them. I like this actually helped me understand what their powers are.
Oh yeah,
because I just thought, are they just people in costumes, like they don't have powers, like Batman or something? Like I had no idea, but I knew they had like some kind of mystical thing that gave them the costumes. So cool, it was cool to kind of get that.
Right. And then we have Blackhawks.
Yeah,
and they're kind of like the special ops. I feel like they're more like S.H.I.E.L.D. Like they're S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Ish.
But DC.
It was like a SWAT team kind of group. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought this was my least interesting story in the book. And I remember reading the Blackhawks, the Silver Age Blackhawks, with, Blackhawk, and then his guys have all like their fighter pilot guys, and they're all this international team of adventurers. This barely had, shades of that.
Right. But it did give us the introduction of Mother Machine. And I feel like she's going to be important in the Earth 2,
Maybe not in Earth 2, but somewhere in the...
No, that's what
it's going to show up somewhere in the New 52, this Mother Machine.
Yeah.
And so, hopefully it's a cool character. She looks cool. So, got a sweet Deadman story.
Yes.
That I enjoyed.
Yeah. I mean, I just got done with Brightest Day. You're reading Brightest Day.
And I've read, like, the classic, Deadman stuff. So I love this character.
He is just so cool. And, I mean, I read Brightest Day going kind of blind with Boston Brand Deadman.
And that's a weird introduction to him because because in a way he's kind of not Deadman anymore.
Right.
So,
but you still get to see kind of his selfishness.
Yeah, and it's very cool. It's important for characters to have growth, and you're seeing that period of Boston Brand.
Absolutely.
I always feel Deadman as a hero. I'm really looking forward to reading that Justice League Dark when that comes out this week, because you're getting that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was a book that I've been like thinking about getting just because, Deadman's in it. Deadman and Zatanna, I'm in. But I'm like, who are all these other people? I don't care about John Constantine. Like, some people are like, about him. Yeah. But, for me.
They had that movie a few years ago.
Yeah, I don't like Keanu, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, this Deadman story was sweet. If you just want to pick up a story with get a bunch of cool characters, I mean, sure, it's like $6, but you know what? This was a good. I didn't feel bad about it. I definitely felt I got my money's worth. Yeah. There was only one of the 2, 3, 4, 5 stories that was like meh, and it was still pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
I thought they were good. I mean, we didn't really talk about the Mr. Terrific story.
We didn't, and we get a cool intro to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't think he's good, but he wants to be.
Well, this Mr. Terrific was in the Justice Society, of the later Justice Society of the previous continuity.
But he's dealing with something that,
Well, he's dealing with Terry Sloan, the original Mr. Terrific, who is evil in this, on Earth 2. So, and it's cool because I see that Earth 2 is really shaping up to be Justice Society, and he's going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I really hope that the Trinity return, and then that kind of fills out that Justice Society.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or I hope they get Our Man.
Yeah.
Our Man or a new Wildcat, something, to really, But yeah, this is a cool book.
Yep. So something we've been looking forward to.
Oh my gosh, the Justice League Zero.
Is Justice League Zero with the full story of
Captain Marvel.
Yes.
I don't care if they've officially changed the name to Shazam. Captain Marvel is his name. Yes.
I didn't know that.
That's so lame. Yeah, because of the Marvel Comics copyright thing.
Whatever.
Which is weak. Whatever, Jeff Johns. It is still Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
We'll always call it Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Billy Batson finally gets the power of Shazam and becomes Captain Marvel. And we're just getting... we're still being teased, but it's great to finally see him in full, in his full glory.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling very soon he's going to be coming into battle with Black Adam.
Oh, yeah.
And,
if it's not next couple issues, it's...
Yeah.
They're going to be really building, and I feel like it's going to be kind of stretching.
Yeah.
That, so.
I really wish he would just get his own book. But,
yeah.
But Jeff Johns and Gary Frank have been really doing a great job in the serialized version of this as a backup story in Justice League. Mm-hmm. It's great to see finally a full 30 pages of Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just so classic. I mean, he's a kid.
Yeah.
And what is a kid going to do? He's going to fight his bullies. He's not going to take crap.
Yeah.
But, I can take $20.
Sure. You see, he's in this man's body, but you still see him kind of a kid, well, I kind of don't have any money.
Yeah.
The sheepishness. But it was great because it in a way, you saw him being sneaky, but also it evoked the classic Captain Marvel. It was so pure and innocent. It was really just like a kid in a man's body.
Right.
But with Mr. Perfect morals.
Yeah.
It was just kind of cool. I don't know. So we got Batman number 0.
Batman number 0. And I mean, I mentioned this. I loved that Batman.
He's never Batman at all in this, but it's still a great read.
Right.
Scott Snyder.
Yep.
Great writer.
Yeah.
Scott Snyder. What a great writer. Yeah.
So we have the Red Hood gang.
Yeah.
And
of course, that the original Red Hood, or one of them, became the Joker.
Right.
So, yeah.
And so we have Bruce, trying to do what he needs to do in Gotham.
He's kind of beta testing how to fight crime.
Right.
It's kind of cool.
And we have awesome Alfred, who is just one of the greatest characters in comic book history ever.
Great scene here with Jim Gordon showing up.
You wouldn't know anything about this vigilante, would you?
Yeah, he's Bruce hasn't quite learned how to cover his tracks quite yet.
Right.
So it's cool. I think this foreshadows the paranoia to come.
Right. And then we have Barbara. She shows up, and we have the introduction of the
bat signal.
The bat signal. What am I saying?
The bat light.
The bat light. The bat signal, and I mean, I think she's gonna be diving in deeper.
Well, it's foreshadowing her taking up becoming Batgirl.
Right.
So yeah.
So we have Batman.
We also have Batman and Robin.
We have Batman and Robin.
So is this your first experience with Damian Wayne?
It is.
So you want to talk about this maybe a little bit?
Yeah. Cool backstory with him.
Yeah.
With Talia.
See, I was aware of this, but I hadn't read any of this stuff yet.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's very cool that Talia al Ghul, had a love child with the Bat, and raised him and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, she's raising him with her father's kind of morals.
Well, yeah, with the League of Assassins, and they're bad people.
Yeah.
So it's It's
and
exciting.
so she's raising him to one day take over the mantle and take over.
Right, because Batman always refused to become Ra's al Ghul's heir.
Right.
And so what happened? They orchestrated a scenario where he could have an heir from Batman.
Right. And so...
Which is rad.
Yeah. So we have Damian just getting crap beat out of him by his mom.
But also killing the crap out of, like, sharks and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, this is a sweet comic.
And she won't tell him who his father is or anything about him.
Until she can defeat him in combat.
Yeah,
Her.
He can defeat her in combat. And so he finally does it.
Kills a lot of ninjas.
Oh, yeah. And then we find out, dun dun dun, it's Batman's kid.
We knew, but he didn't know.
Right. And so what we get, and I did a little cheating.
Yeah.
There's the Who's Who in the New 52 at the very back of the book. I read a little bit, and I mean, we're gonna have an awesome story here with Batman trying to reprogram.
And I believe that's the tone that the book has already kind of got going. Like, okay, he's his son, okay, and he's Robin now. And I think making him Robin, he has the direct influence to do so.
But
Batman knows what he's doing.
He's still willing to kill a guy.
To kill the crap out of guys. And I'm sure the Bat's going to have to try and knock that out of him. But
and no matter how intense Batman is, he's always willing to preserve life.
And it echoes kind of how Jason Todd became like the rebellious Robin in the 80s. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then Jason Todd, of course, is around in Red Hood and the Outlaws, which I haven't read that book at all.
I haven't.
Yeah, I'd be curious to check that out.
Yeah.
So
but, I mean, how many we counted like 13 Batman related
like
books.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
If there's someone out there who's picking them up, kudos to you, man. Because
of all the sidekick books, I mean, I think that one would be the most intriguing.
Oh yeah.
That or maybe Red Robin. That's Tim Drake's book. But yeah.
Oh, I read something about that. Yeah.
But he was never Robin in this continuity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's always Red Robin.
Oh.
Which sucks.
Yeah. But
so that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the end of our DC.
That's a lot of DC books, but that's all of our DC books for this week. But there's more. We've got more show.
We do. We have Captain America number 17.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's the continuation of the everyone hates Captain America story.
New World Orders or whatever that story is. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Cap has just found out that it's like a robot guy who's.
Oh wait, like a life model decoy was created.
Yeah.
To take the place of this Glenn Beck type character.
Yeah. But America's buying it. America is eating it up.
You know why? Because I think there's some programming, some subliminal message in the signal that's being sent out.
Yeah, and I think they were kind of alluding to it a little bit. But I mean, guys are just handing out guns to whoever will take them. Yeah. The police are trying to fight back, but at the same time, they're probably still getting those waves from the brainwashing.
Yeah, and the brainwashing, it makes me think. It makes me think of who's a Cap villain who brainwashes. I wonder if Dr. Faustus has anything to do with this. He's not in this issue, not at all.
No.
But I'm just speculating. And the Falcon's in there too.
Yeah.
And but see, if Dr. Faustus is around, that means the Red Skull can't be too far behind him.
Right.
But this is just speculation on my part. We don't see hide nor hair of this. As far as we know, this is Hydra's operation.
Right.
Hydra and Baron Zemo.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be the next couple issues, because 19 is going to be the last issue of this before the the Marvel Now reboot or relaunch. It's a soft reboot.
Right.
But no continuity shift. But
that's good.
It's going to be the end of Brubaker's run. But I wonder if it's going to be wouldn't that be amazing if it turned out to be like Zemo and Hydra and Red Skull and
right, yeah.
oh wow. But anyway, it's a good story. Cap's fighting this anti-Cap sentiment more. Diamondback's in there hitting on him.
Oh yeah.
And Cap's woman Sharon Carter is fighting Baron Zemo up in space. So and with Dum Dum Dugan.
Right.
So
I felt bad for Diamondback here.
She's like, why did I break up with Cap?
Well, that, and she's like, but his true love of his life is up in space. Great. How can I compete with that?
Up in space? Yeah.
Yeah,
space?
cool space fight.
Yeah.
Um,
Because they're fighting Hydra up there, right? I think.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's a pretty sweet issue.
It's,
I've been enjoying this story.
Oh yeah, totally.
Maybe not quite as much as the previous arc. You know, the whole deal with D-Man and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like, you know what, we got a couple more parts to this story. I have a feeling it might just like turn around and kick us in. Like Nadules.
Oh yeah, totally.
I feel like a Nad kick is coming.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it starts with that.
Yeah.
The signal that's mobile now.
So.
Yeah. So next continuing with Captain America.
Yeah, but a different Captain America book altogether. Right. Captain America and
636 and Black Widow.
Yeah, I think the book is basically Captain America and because they'll do an issue or two with somebody else teaming up with him, and this one's Captain America and Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Yeah, you want to talk about this story?
Yeah, I can a little bit.
Hawkeye shows up here too.
He does. I felt. I know it's the beginning of an arc, a small story.
You said you were confused by this.
I was a little confused because I was like, "Oh crap, she just killed Doctor Doom."
But it's not.
And then
spoilers.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's spy stuff. Clearly, Doom sends a lot of emissaries for his, little work. You know, right. He's too busy like plotting to kill Reed Richards. Like that's to go and like buy something from somebody.
And so, I mean, we have Black Widow, and she's just shooting the crap out of people.
Yeah, as she does sometimes.
Yeah, and so she took out this one woman. I don't know who she.
I don't know. We're gonna find out who this chick is. She's a mysterious person. Because she was somebody that Cap and Hawkeye seem to know. I never heard of her.
Right.
But she's like, but she's not who she is. And the Secret Empire is involved in this story. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, Hydra and AIM weren't around, so we got to use them. These third stringers, but.
Right.
It's
but
okay.
We also have. Yeah, we have these.
There's some weird clonature happening on. I wonder if Arnim Zola is going to come into play.
Yeah, I mean, who all do we see? I thought that was Batman, but it's not.
No, it's Black Panther. Sorry, he's talking about there's a. There's a one panel like preview for it's like the cover of the next issue, and we're seeing like cloned super folks.
Yeah.
So.
We have Wolverine.
So yeah, I want if it's clones, it makes me think Arnim Zola. But who knows?
But yeah.
So this is interesting. Yeah. I just kind of got this as an impulse, but.
Oh, okay.
Captain America is a pretty easy sell for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wasn't crazy about this art. Francesco Francavilla.
Yeah.
But
it just seemed like everything was at night, even in like lidded buildings.
Yeah.
Lit buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I mean, I'll check out the next issue and we'll see if it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You know. Something was not an impulse buy for you.
Oh no, this is a book that I love and I'm always looking forward to. Why can't this guy get more than one title?
Yeah.
Daredevil.
Number 18.
Yes.
You want to go?
Continuing Mark Waid's excellent run. We have after last issue's guest art from Michael Allred. We have return of course Chris Samney, who I believe is also doing the art on Hawkeye, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he is.
And it looks similar.
Yeah, if it's not him, it's somebody darn similar. But I see Samney around a lot now, so he's cool. He's pretty good artist.
Yeah, I mean, cool story. We have Matt Murdock going crazy.
Basically.
Apparently.
His ex-wife shows up at his house, except when Foggy goes to check on her, wait, what?
Yeah. So, tells him to lose his number.
Yeah, Foggy, don't lose that number. Actually,
yeah.
Foggy is really mad at Matt, and so...
I thought, honestly, until this issue, I was like, oh, they're going to make up. But here I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know either. Here's what it is. It's going to take the end of the arc, because Daredevil's going to have to solve the case to prove himself to Foggy, and then Foggy will apologize. That's what I predict. But, I mean, Mark Waid could take it in a totally different direction.
Yeah.
It's real good. Daredevil does some butt kicking on some mob guys.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, I mean, I'm always looking forward to this.
Yeah.
So it's probably my favorite Marvel book.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Even more than Captain America.
So we have two stories from the Everything Burns arc of
the Thor books.
Ministry.
Journey into Ministry? Is he going to go into seminary?
Yeah.
Journey into Mystery.
It's true.
Number 643, and of course the Mighty Thor,
Yeah.
number 20. So it's part 3 and 4 of the Everything Burns story arc.
Right.
So, do you want to talk about this? Matt Fraction's all over it.
He is, and
Matt Fraction, your new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Sorry.
This story doesn't seem cohesive with the other stuff he's been writing recently.
You mean like
the Hawkeye,
Well, it shouldn't be cohesive with those books.
No,
it should be.
But like,
it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well,
doesn't feel the same.
I mean, a Thor book is gonna feel different than Hawkeye or Iron Man.
Yeah,
and the way he's writing Iron Man is exactly how Iron Man should feel.
Mm-hmm.
And this does feel like Thor. There's just all these characters, and there's a big chunks of like things that went before that like you and I don't know about.
Yeah.
Things are different in Asgard. I don't know how come Loki's a kid, even though they explained it.
Yeah. We have Loki here, and
but of course he's double crossing and just being a bad boy.
He's just double crossing everyone. And where does that lead you? That just leads
he's
you.
He's gonna double cross Surtur, and Surtur is not gonna take that.
Yeah.
Surtur is basically the devil.
Yeah.
There's several characters in Marvel that are basically the devil. Mephisto.
Uh-huh.
But Surtur in the Asgardian stuff, he's really is like the devil.
Yeah.
He's a tough customer, and
he convinces him that we need to team up. Kind of convinces him.
Yeah, and I guess the goal is they're just gonna destroy everything.
Yeah.
But what does Loki gain from that? I don't get it because he seems like he's a guy who lusts for power.
Yeah.
Does he want to pick up the pieces?
Maybe.
Is that it? Does he want to be there when there's nothing and then?
Right.
Or I don't know. Or is he just gonna destroy Asgard and then set his sights on Earth?
Because the key to Loki is, like you said, what does Loki get out of it?
Revenge and power. That's what he wants. Revenge on Thor. Power.
Right.
So.
So what is he going to do with the crumbled world? Who knows?
9 crumbled worlds. Think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So moving into Mighty Thor.
Yeah.
We do see him get some revenge or something with Thor. He throws him to a pit of
it's a pit
an
of
ocean of fire.
Yeah, and this is in Surtur's realm in Niflheim. That's right, not Muspelheim. Jeez, what a poser. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we see Thor just being swallowed and then confronted with all these just negative thoughts, his negative thoughts are bringing him down.
Carson Mamello.
Yeah. And so we have the war in the 9 different realms just being, all the good is being pushed back by this fire.
Indeed.
And they're losing, big time.
The Asgardians are totally losing, and it sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Lady Sif, still looking good.
Oh, yeah.
I like Alan Davis's art. I like Alan Davis is doing the art on Thor.
And so there was a deception with the, his name.
God, why can't I think of it? I should know. Volstagg.
Volstagg, yeah.
Yeah, he's the big fella of the Warriors 3. Somehow he's the king of Asgard now. But they appointed him.
But now he's not a Warrior 3.
Yeah, because Hogun and Falstaff found out about some lie that Loki knew about and so shamed him. And of course, this is part of Loki's plan.
Yeah, and look at his look at the differences here.
Yeah, Alan Davis definitely shows the deviousness of Loki in all these facial expressions. Really good.
We have this kid-looking face.
I'm seeing the Neil Adams influence on Alan Davis for the first time, and it just looks great.
Yeah. We have this kid-looking face when he's all innocent, but then when he starts to
kind of turn away,
he's more mannish.
Yeah. The child thing is just a disguise. He's waiting to burst out into his true form or something.
Yeah.
So,
but then we have him contact Thor in this pit and just says, "Let it go." It seems like he's saying everything's gonna be okay. You just need to let go.
I don't get it. Is his deception of the Asgardians part of a larger deception to overthrow and take Surtur's power? Maybe that's it.
Hopefully. Or...
I don't get it.
Yeah.
This is just speculation. So, So our last Marvel book.
Yeah. Winter Soldier, number 10.
Yes.
So cool.
Yes.
Cap shows up.
Let's hold on a second. Before we talk about Cap showing up, okay, Jasper Sitwell is dead.
Yep.
And Nick Fury is not, but he's definitely wounded. He's in surgery. The last issue, we thought that he and Sitwell were both dead. We're thinking Nick Fury's dead?
Yeah.
Nope. But Sitwell is. And wow, he's been a character with Marvel for a long time.
Right.
It's kind of a big deal. It'd kind of be like if Henry Peter Gyrick was killed.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, as far as a supporting cast character, I don't know. I wasn't gonna say like the Watcher died because he's not like that big.
Right.
But Jasper Sitwell started out as like a supporting character in Iron Man, as I mentioned before. And I was just reading some of those old Silver Age stories with him. So this guy's had a long history with Marvel, and he's dead now.
Right.
As the brainwashed Black Widow has killed him.
Yeah.
And he was her friend. So anyway. Sorry.
This story has just been compounding awesome.
Yeah.
However, this art this week, and it kind of, I don't know.
I think it's really lovely, especially when you see like the close up of the eyes of Natasha. Look at that panel. That's gorgeous.
Okay.
It's pretty.
I guess.
But the art, no. I mean, you can have your opinion.
Right.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
I think it just seems really choppy to me. I'm sure that's what this look is. What Goose?
It's Butch Gucci.
Gucci.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm not sure if he was the artist on the previous issue. Maybe he was. Maybe I'm crazy. But anyway,
it just seems like there might be a little unnecessary shadowing going on.
Okay, I mean, but that's as an artist, that's his call to kind of like, shadow this and
and so we have the arrival of Captain America. I think they started started realizing maybe Winter Soldier can't handle this. Let's call in the big guns.
And they brought in Cap, they brought in Hawkeye and Wolverine.
And Wolverine, yeah.
So this next issue or so is going to be so sweet.
Yeah.
As we see what happens with guest stars galore with old Bucky Barnes.
Yes. And I hope he finally just lets loose and we see some awesome Bucky action.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that in a couple issues recently, a couple issues ago. But yeah, I want that, and I want to see like some major battle to take place. If you're going to bring in Captain America and Hawkeye and Wolverine, there's got to be plenty of guys to get greased.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
we're done with Marvel
for now. Just for this week.
We're going to jump into Valiant's worlds.
It's all the same continuity.
Okay.
In Valiant. But Exo Manowar number 5.
Enter Ninjak.
Ninjak.
Yes. And holy crap, good story.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
I've been really liking this book a
lot. I didn't think Ninjak could hold his own against Manowar.
But he's got ninja powers.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
I'm connected with
Arik.
Like a lot. He cares so much about what he was fighting for, and it's all gone.
Yeah, and
his
that's
enemies
so
are gone.
Rad.
Yeah, and so he's a man of war.
Yeah,
and he.
But see, when nothing he ever loved or hated exists anymore, what?
Right, he has to find
except for the Vine.
The Vine.
The people who enslaved him.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna have some awesome. How he gets out of this situation with Ninjak is gonna surprise me because I don't know how he can do it.
It's pretty sweet though.
Oh yeah, he's taken off the suit, and right then that's when Ninjak attacks.
Of course, because a ninja, their power, they got stealth.
Oh yeah,
he's crafty.
Yes, cool story.
Yeah,
I'm excited that you're picking this up.
Yeah, me too. We also do get a little preview of Shadow Man.
Shadow Man, yeah.
It's coming out, I think, next month.
Yeah,
either October or November. Shadow Man number 1 comes out. Let's talk about that just for a minute.
I'm excited. All we've seen are like pictures of it in the back of the comics as ads, and I'm like, I need to read that story.
Yeah.
And with this with this like intro,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read it. I want to read it. I want to read it really bad.
See, this I was like, I'm still kind of not sold, but I'm gonna pick it up because I'm picking up all these Valiant books. I'll at least give it, the first issue or two and see how I dig it. So, but yeah,
cool. Yeah, and if you stop, I might.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, November is when it's coming out.
Oh, okay.
So let's talk about Harbinger number 4.
Yes.
Gosh, this is the book I really love. I love all these Valiant books, but this is definitely my favorite one.
Oh yeah.
And Zephyr comes into play here.
She shows up. She has a hot date. She's going to the date, and then
she saved up the allowance money she was gonna spend on that TARDIS playset.
Right.
Yeah, she's totally a science fiction nerd. I see a Battlestar Galactica poster and like toy Dalek and stuff in the room. Yeah. Great, I love it.
Absolutely. Oh, Geth.
What?
It's a Geth from Mass Effect.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Andorian.
Oh no.
Right here.
No.
I thought that was one of the battle droids from.
Star Wars?
From the crap Star Wars.
Yeah.
I see the green chick from Star Trek.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Firefly.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a science fiction nerd. Sorry, we're just like, look what's in the picture. Okay.
She goes on this date, but
it's really to meet someone from the Harbinger Foundation.
Yeah.
Because she's got latent superpowers they want to make alive.
And then we find out how they are activating.
And it's pretty jacked up. And they use this to manipulate Peter into activating her with his powers.
Right. And it seems like he might, with what the story was kind of going through, it kind of like seemed like he's going to be able to do it, but he does not want to cause harm. And I mean, I think that's one of the greatest things about superheroes is that they want to preserve life no matter what.
And see, I wonder, he seemed like he kind of wasn't sure if he succeeded when he was activating her powers. I don't know if he was like, do I want to give the Harbinger Foundation more power by, totally lighting her up here, so to speak? But I also don't want her to be hurt.
Right.
So do I find a way to get in her mind and not, okay.
And so we go, and then he gets a visitor. Kind of.
I think it's a psychic impression of his friend Joe, who was taken away. So we got interesting things coming up in this book.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I enjoy this so much.
Oh yeah, it's so good. No one likes him at the Foundation. Really likes him.
Because everyone who works at the Foundation is a tool. They're supervillains.
Right.
The Harbinger Foundation, Toyo Harada, he is a supervillain, and he's creating supervillains.
Right.
And Peter Stanchik is not.
Right.
So.
Even though he seems like a loose cannon, and typically villains are loose cannons.
Right, because everyone in there is conforming and stuff. This is a kind of inversion of that,
right.
What we normally see. So,
so finally we have Dark Horse.
We got several comics from Dark Horse comics.
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian, number 8.
Yes, number 8.
Number 8.
Part 2 in the Border Fury series.
Yes, and I'm so sad that Becky Cloonan is no longer doing art on this book.
Yeah, I mean,
this artist it'll do. He's still drawing Belit, beautiful, but not as good as Becky.
Their faces seems a bit squished to me.
I don't know. Yeah, the artist is different. It's still cool. My dad read this and thought it was cool.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, getting my dad to read comics is like pulling teeth. So there's a good sell for you. He thought this was cool.
What the art doesn't have, the story makes up for tenfold.
Yeah, no, the story's excellent. Who's writing it again?
We have Brian Wood writing.
Yeah, Brian Wood writing it. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this guy's going around killing in the name of Conan.
Yeah, so Conan's got to go
as Conan.
Yeah, let's be clear. But yeah, and Conan's got to track down this imposter. And so we're dealing with this dynamic between him and Belit's like kind of being a fish out of water in Cimmeria.
Yeah, it's a terrible place to be if you're from the coast.
If you're a warrior queen, and it's like she's just again, like we said before, she's just some girl.
Right.
And so it sucks for her. But I think this will be part of the growth of the character. And next issue is going to be great because I'm sure Conan's going to come and fight that guy, kill the crap out of the guy who's...
and then we have Belit. She's being tracked by wolves.
Yeah.
So
she'll fight them too.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
Let's talk about Lobster Johnson.
Caput Mortuum. Another one-shot.
Last time, I hated it.
You picked up that last one. My, suggestion.
Right. I did not like it. This one, way better.
Yeah?
Way better, yeah.
Well, the artist was different.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, different artist on this one. Tonsi Zonjic? I'm just bored. I'm just going to ruin your name. Yeah. He's not from America, I can tell. But that's okay, because he's a good artist. I like it.
Yeah, it was cool. Story was awesome. Airship.
Yeah, Lobster Johnson fighting guys on an airship?
Yeah.
Nazis and stuff?
Yeah. So who doesn't like watching Nazis get the crap beat out of them?
Not this guy. I love them. I love Nazis getting killed. I don't not love seeing Nazis get the crap kicked out of them. Let me say that with clarity.
Right.
Let me be clear. I like to see Nazis get killed in comics. It's always great.
And I mean, super gross death here. With
like there's like this chemical warfare or germ warfare like thing that makes people melt.
Yeah.
In an icky way.
Yeah. Super gross, but leads to the story, and we're on an airship with Lobster Johnson, and he starts taking out Nazis.
Yeah. And it's rad.
It's
thwarting the plan of these Nazi jerk faces.
I thought he was finished. He jumped out of an airship without a parachute. And I was like, that's the dumbest thing you can do.
But he's a stud, so he beat him.
Yeah, he's good.
So you like this a lot better than that other one?
I did.
Nice. Are you looking forward to future Lobster Johnson stories in your life?
If they're in like this, yeah.
Okay.
If he's beating up Nazis and
stuff. So we also got, so funny, I was talking recently like, man, the success of the New 52 and, the Valiant relaunch, man, when's Dark Horse going to come out and do a new version of their Comics Greatest World Heroes?
Uh-huh.
It seems like no sooner does that leave my mouth that Ghost #0 comes back, because Ghost comes back, and they're also bringing back X very soon.
Oh.
So, but yeah, what did you think of this?
Interesting.
Yeah. The art was not that which I was accustomed to with this character.
Right.
I was like, it's good, but I was expecting better.
I
was expecting like Frank Cho looking coolness, and I just didn't get that here. But this is a cool read.
Right. We mentioned this. I had light books this week. I almost picked this up, and I was like, nah, I'm reading Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit cheaper. No, it's the same price.
Same price.
I don't know why I went with Birds of Prey.
Yeah. Because you're thinking Dark Horse books are normally $3.50. This was $2.99.
Right. I'm glad you picked it up. Starts off with paranormal activity.
Well,
paranormal,
a show like that.
Yeah, paranormal hunters.
Yeah.
And
God, those shows are the worst.
I love them. I can't get enough.
Oh.
Yeah.
I really should have let you get this book. No, it's okay. I did enjoy it though.
And I mean, so we have these two guys. And
although I hope when the regular series start, the artist is different. Just for me. I mean, it's good, but
yeah.
I'm just remembering the old series, and thought that art was really beautiful.
I didn't know that this was an old series.
Oh.
And so I went into it.
You thought this was a brand new
story.
Sorry.
So,
no, this is a character with some history.
No, that's fine. It gives it more depth, and that's cool. She doesn't take crap from anyone.
Oh. She doesn't say a lot.
She doesn't, but she gets gets her point across just fine.
Yep.
By tearing that guy's heart out.
Yeah.
I say that guy. I don't want to give away spoilers.
Yeah. We should say it. This is this is a book to watch, I think.
Yeah, definitely. We have these. They're trying to figure out who she is, why she's there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's this ghost with powers and stuff, and she can be in the real world.
Right.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's good.
That was our last book.
Yeah, that's all our books for this week.
Yeah.
This has been Comic Reflections.
It has been.
Yes, and it shall be again. I'm Nicholas Prom. What's our email address?
Our email address is comic.reflections@gmail.com.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yes.
And we keep telling you we're going to get on YouTube. We are working at it. We promise.
We are on YouTube. iTunes.
iTunes, I'm sorry.
I know.
We are working on it.
It's hard.
It is.
I got other things to do.
Have a good one.
Okay.